I've always enjoyed the book of Job. The story begins when Satan confronts God and declares that no man follows God but for the material wealth that God could grant them. God disagrees and puts forth Job, who is a righteous man, to be tortured by Satan and prove that his disciples follow God, with or without any reward for their good works. In the end, Job stays loyal to God and is rewarded with twice what his previous wealth was, because he never in fact gave up on what he knew was right. One quote that really stood out to me was something Job said just after the Lord gave him over to Satan. The Lord is gave, and the Lord is taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Job's story is really very inspiring and changed the way I looked at the obstacles I faced every day. It gave me a sort of sense of purpose to know that every challenge or obstacle, big or small, could be God using me to prove Satan wrong or defeat him in some way. And while this way of thinking helped me improve my grades and become a better athlete, it became increasingly difficult for me to simply screw up. I wanted to be like Job, unfailing and perfect. It took a while, but I finally realized what was not wrong, but missing from my way of thinking. It was a Sunday morning, and I was listening to Pastor Leah give a speech. I can't recall exactly what the speech was about, but it inspired me nonetheless. I went home and began to read about the Trinity. After searching through the Bible a while, I turned to hear the opinions of others. I scrolled through some articles and eventually found one that caught my eye. The writer began by explaining how God was the creator of both heaven and earth, all-knowing and all-powerful. He then moved to the Spirit and described it as a sort of moral compass in our connection to the Father. And then he moved to the Son. He explained Jesus' role as our Savior and leader in the battle with sin. The author then took an excerpt from the Bible concerning his crucifixion and resurrection. It was then that I realized what was missing, and it was right in front of my nose the whole time. Jesus was sent to die because he could be the perfect Job. We are imperfect, so Jesus was perfect for us. Through his perfection and ultimate death, not only did he save me from hell, but also from my unending guilt at not being perfect. And though I still feel bad when I screw up, I have learned, and will keep on learning, to trust in the Lord during the difficult times in my life.